Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm gonna do a quick tutorial of how I do headliners. Someone asked a few videos back how do I do that, and I just figured I'd show you. Honestly, again, I think I might have oversold how I do it. I just painted on there, but anyway, after you get your bare metal foil ran, I would want to do that first, because what happens is you get overlap on your foil. It overlaps. Well, you can paint that overlap. So this folk art, let me see here. This is what I use. No, it ain't. Deco art. Okay. Black paint. It's just flat black. A little here. That's what I use my empty bare metal foil packages. That's what this is. This brush. Let me get that little thingy. Anyway, just a little bitty flat brush. Dab a little paint. At first, you can kind of get a lot on your brush to start in the middle. And this is all I do. What you will want to paint all, like I paint the inside of my posts and all this in here. Anything that's going to be visible from the inside, I'll paint it black. But this is very forgiving paint. If you were to make a big mistake, if it gets on your chrome or something like that, just take a Q-tip and just wipe it off. And if that won't do it, just take it outside and wash it off. So I just paint, and sometimes it takes more than one coat. Usually I use a bigger brush than this too. I think this brush is not the one. That one's looking pretty rough though. It's usually a bigger brush. This is a new brush. So I just get it painted. I will smooth this off because this paint will leave big old tracks. Paint all the inside. I've already can tell that I've got a little running over on my foil. Take your finger and wipe it right off. No problems at all. Then don't take your hand with the wet paint and grab the car. But that's all I do. And the tracks that it leaves, or the trails between the brush strokes, just go back and you can knock those down. Once this paint starts to dry though, you want to be careful when it begins to dry. It will leave really bad brush marks, but believe it or not, once it dries, a lot of those let me see if I can get it. A lot of those build up places will settle down. So just paint right along your chrome. I love this paint because it is forgiving, and it's not going to wick into anything. It's thick enough to where it goes where you want it. Even if you miss a place on your chrome, you can go back and it wipes right off. If it's on a shiny surface or a smooth surface, it doesn't stick that well to those surfaces, so you kind of have to be careful. So the rear, I don't know if you can see this, but I'm going to paint this rear part here. Trying to cover up those overlays of the bare metal foil. And again, if you get it too far, get the Q-tip and wipe it right off. Right along the edge here where the interior is going to meet the body. Don't want any chrome showing there. So, hey, like I say, if it bleeds through, just take your Q-tip and wipe right on the edge, and you'll get it right off. No problem at all. Once this dries, this is a really flat paint. It doesn't have any shine to it. This particular one that I use, that's what I want it. I don't want it to. I've never seen a headliner that shines. So just get you a flat black water-based acrylic paint like this and just brush it on. It doesn't have any texture, obviously, Some of the headliner places have somewhat of a headliner texture, and this car doesn't. So I mean, it's just going to be smooth, but most of us as model builders are not quite as interested or worried about the interior as the exterior. Not that the interior is not important, but it's harder to see. So if you can make it look good from looking at it from the outside, most of us probably are satisfied with that. I'll even go along the back window here, because sometimes you don't know, that may not seal tightly, and you don't want body color showing up through that. So paint up against the back chrome here. Just one brush width to be sufficient. And if you get messy, kind of like this, just go. Just easy clean up. Just like so. And the other post. And then under the windshield. This works good for wheel wells too. Dries super fast. That gives if you want to black out your wheel wells, instead of having to tape it off or whatever, I'll just use this. I will just go under there and paint it out. It makes a real nice fine line. You can paint it. It's very easy. It's forgiving, and it's just an easy paint. Easy paint to use. So, what was this, 5 minutes? There's a headliner. Knock down any of these really thick places. So there you go. So now when you look up into the car, it's got a black headliner. That's all I do. Let it dry, give it a few minutes, put it in the incubator, put it in the dehumidifier, or not dehumidifier, the darn, what do you do with beef jerky? Dehydrator. And get it dried up. That's it. On to the next segment. Now I've got a lot of chrome pieces I've got to install on the body, but once this paint dries, it's time for some windows. So I'll put this in the incubator, let that dry, come back, and we'll do some windows. Stand by. Alrighty, so time for the windshield and rear windshield. Now what I'm going to do here, I'm going to use the Testors clear part cement, and I'm also going to use Mod Podge. I want to just show you how they both work. They're quite different, but they do the same exact thing. So with the Mod Podge, now this is, so with my windows, this is what I prefer. If it's a one piece, you know, it's attached in the center, they both go in, I will put some in the center there and put it all in place. But being these are individual, sorry, I'm out of frame, and I've already pre-fit them. Please pre-fit your windows first, because they don't always fit. And if they don't fit, you get them in there, you get glue all over everything, then you're going to have a mess. So I've already pre-fit, they fit good. I have not pre-fit the little quarter vent windows, but I will do that after I get these in. I don't like to put it on already put it on and then put the window in. I don't like to do that. It makes a mess for me. So what I will do is I will go ahead and install the window. Hopefully it stays, and then apply cement around it. I've seen like HPI guy, he does it and then puts it in place. That's fine if you can do that. I don't like doing it that way. It makes more of a mess. So without touching I try not to, I've already wiped these off, try not to get too many fingerprints on them. Getting them placed in. These fit in really, really nice too. Always double check, make sure you're up all the way. Oh, sorry. You're up in all the way. You're not missing big gaps or anything like that before you put any glue. That looks good. Press it in. And on the first one here, I'm going to use the the Tester's clear part cement. This stuff will come out before you know it. You've already got a mess, so you be careful. I don't know if you'll be able to see this. Hopefully, I'll try to make it. So you have to be careful just getting it started. And it will wick. So this stuff will wick a little bit. Come on. Very easy on how I press it. Okay, here it comes. So it starts to come out, and I just run it right down. Right down, 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 down. I hope you can see this. And then the top, same thing. It actually the windshield was lifted a little bit, so I have to make sure it's pressed in. Oh, there it went again. Not so much that it goes under. You don't want that. Maybe take something like the end of a brush. It's not going to scratch your windows. And press them in. Make sure they're in there nice. Now with this, it's not thick. It's not sticky like the Mod Podge. Mod Podge, you could already turn this thing upside down. The window's not going to fall out. With this stuff, you got to give it a few minutes. Alright, so now that's with the clear cement or Testers. Now we'll do the Mod Podge in the back. Which I do the same thing. Right in the back, get this windshield in without turning this over so I don't or bump it like I just did and disturb the window. Alright. So this stuff is a bit thick. Let me try to tone this light down just a little. Alright, so with the little toothpick, I'll just get a little and just kind of put it right around the window. It takes longer with the Mod Podge. I like the Testers. Sometimes it's better to use the Mod Podge. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to get a brush. A little small brush. This stuff's water based, so it'll wash out of you. You don't have to ruin a brush. You can just use it. Just get a brush. And we'll just paint it sort of kind of right up under. It dries clear. So this I prefer this with the headlights, because with headlights it seems to do better. It's just sticky. It's more sticky. It's a little thicker. The residue you can see because it makes a gloss. So you don't want to do this. You don't want to have it piled up and then it be in a visible place. That's kind of why I like the Testers, is because it does somewhat level out. With this stuff here, you'd need to take a Q-tip and clean it up afterwards. So just paint it around there nicely. Take my little, make sure my window is still pressed in great. And do the top. I don't tend to do the sides. I kind of think that's a little overkill. I don't think it's going to fall out. Could, but if you drop it off the shelf or something. I see some guys in videos, they handle their cars as if they're put together like they're welded together, literally. I'm thinking, man, if I did that to mine, that something would break. But they'll grab them up like if you don't know how many parents I'm talking to here, most of you probably, but if in the delivery room when they deliver the baby, you would think that baby was, they thought it was made out of like Stretch Armstrong rubber, because they'll throw that baby around, and when we get it, we think it's going to break if we breathe on it wrong. But that's kind of the way it is with model cars. Some guys are just like, kind of like the doctor and the baby, and I'm kind of like the parent that gets it and thinks it's going to break if you breathe on it wrong. So I've just painted, and I'm trying to smooth out now and kind of clean up the mess that I'd made. And then this is going to go right back into the incubator to let this glue cure, and then I'll get it out and I'll put my quarter windows in there. So there you go, windows installed. See how that testers is already like gone, and Mod Podge will also, but the tester seems to work better for me. Let's get it in the incubator, come right back, stand by. Hey, so something else I wanted to show you, if you can see it. Let me just zoom this in a little. The grill, so I have black, I guess you'd say black washed it with black acrylic paint. I just took the brush, wherever the dang brush went, I just dabbed it in that paint like if I was doing the headliner, and I just dabbed it all in my grill. I didn't worry about it getting all over everything, because I took my Q-tip and I just did a light wiping off so the high spots would be clean. But now it's been in the incubator and it's out and it's dry, so now I can finish cleaning it up. Like I say, this stuff doesn't stick that well to shiny parts. It would still wipe right out of the if I wanted to get it out of the inside areas. I'll just take these Q-tips and just go to town wiping away. It's tougher once it's dry, but it still will come off. So any place you see it needs to have the black wiped off, you just go to wiping it off, and it will eventually clean up. And that is how I sometimes, if it's a large area like this, this is what I'll do, because it's tougher for me to get that Tamiya black wash to really turn it black, right? So if I want it really black, I do the acrylic paint and then go back and clean it up. So that's how I do it. I don't think this is the most popular way of doing it, but it seems to be the best way for me. So that's what it looks like, nice and blacked out. Looks just like a radiator's behind there. Okay, so the windows are now all in and set, and really look good. These windows went in excellent. The little quarter windows, however, or the vent windows, let me get it focused. So the vent windows, because I foiled they have like a cutout portion. Let me get this darn thing to focus. This camera that I use here is very difficult to get to focus, but anyway. So yeah, because they have, the little window has a notched out area to fit up, so it fits, it pops in, right? Well, because there's foil, it made it very difficult to pop in, but I got them, and that's good. Also have the grill installed. I'm going to do some more cleanup on it because of the angle that it sits. If you'll notice, it's really ugly and nasty looking. But if you hold it like that, it's not. But I'll have to clean the top sides of those. Didn't realize that. That's no problem. Also got a little chrome strip on the hood, so it's looking nice. Once I get that grill cleaned up, I'll have the chrome parts right here are the bumpers, the windshield wipers, the door handles. I've got to put the little decal for the what does it say? Nova SS right there. I got to put the decal, and I've got to paint this little whatever that says. I don't know, but it has to have paint. Mirrors, if I so choose. I hate mirrors. Hate them. The only thing a mirror on a model car is good for is to get knocked off. Can't stand them. The chassis is all finished up, and I'm not going to show it to you because I've got a surprise. kind of a surprise. Some of you might not think it's such a surprise, and I may be surprised when I try to put the chassis up under here, but anyway, you'll see in a minute. But this has turned out to be very nice. So this is going to be almost the ending segment for this. When I come back, I'm going to have it mounted to the chassis, and we will be talking about a built kit. And yeah, it's been nice. Thank you, Mark at Hobby Nut Models, for sending me this. And the MCW paint that I thought was going to be a disaster turned out to be a good color. It's gooder than I thought it was ever going to be. My wife even came in and said, or Heather, as you all know, came in and she says, wow, that's a really pretty color. I said, you know, it's a total accident because it was supposed to be brown. Anyway, enough talking. I'm going to get it buttoned up, finished up, and this, I'm not going to snap my fingers this time. I think that's ridiculous. But in just a second, you'll see it on the stand. Stand by. Alright, well, here she is, all finished up, and surprise, I just couldn't live with myself putting these things on there. Just couldn't live with myself. I found I'd rummaged and rummaged and rummaged through wheels and couldn't find anything that looked right. And then all of a sudden it hit me, because just being a kit basher and everything, I said, what about that? And I don't know if any of you guys notice what these wheels resemble, but anyway, it resembles this. So they're out of this 2005 Chrysler 300. Oh yeah, let me tell you, it's not easy putting something wider under this. When it comes with tires, only what? Well, of course it won't focus on this tire, but anyway. Yeah, anyway. Very difficult to say the least. I had to do some suspension modifications, and but hey, I got it. Turned out spectacular. I think that it's one of just the cooler. I think these wheels did it. Again, I just couldn't live myself if this. Oh my goodness! Look at that. I hate it. I hate it. That's the one thing that I dreaded about this kit, was like, I don't want the wheel. I think they're ugly. They're hubcaps. I have a 71 Ford truck. Everybody knows what those 71 Ford truck hubcaps look like. I hate them too. They don't look anything like mag wheels. But anyway, off the subject, sorry. Thought that it gave it a great look. The low profile tires, wider tires, has much more width. The paint looks great. I just was so disappointed when I ruined my brown paint and it came out to look like this. Actually, let me grab something. Let's go. Let's take a walk. I want to show you what this place is a darn mess. Don't judge, please. So I want to show you what that color actually would have been like if I hadn't have made the Bob Ross happy mistake, or happy accident, whatever. So it would have been, this is the color. I painted this body because I just had that paint left over it. Remember what I told you, if you watch part 1, when I went to paint it, it orange peeled like crazy, and it was because of that silicone spray. I had paint left over with hardener, so I said, I've got to paint something. So I went ahead and painted this Chevelle body and added the gold to it. And that's fine, but that's the color. So that was my original color that I was going to paint it. So after I mixed the paint a couple of times, had to paint it a couple extra times, I ran out of paint, and I was like, dang, I don't have enough. So I had to add a little color, just a little extra color. I said, well, let me add a little red. Let's see what that'll do. Well, that's what I got here, which turned out to be like a great color. Anyway, couldn't be happier with the color. I'm glad I made the accident because it looks better than brown. So, under the hood. This kit really went together well too, by the way. I did have to do some like trimming. I always have problems putting the fitting the chassis under the bottom. Because the tub is, or the interior is made to the chassis on this one, so it all goes up together. You don't put the tub then but anyway, I had to do some trimming. I had some issues there, but I got that took care of. Under the hood is the 283. Oh man, I forgot to paint my little knobs on my battery. Oh well. So the 283, I went ahead, I said I've customized the wheels, I'm going to put the custom breather on it. So I put the custom breather. The windshield wiper washer fluid bottle is just the plastic. I never even painted it, but it looks like what it's supposed to. Put a black cap on that. Just turned out great. Just turned out absolutely great. I got little marks on the bottom of the tires. Oh, another detail. See if we can see it. I have disc brakes. Hold on, I've got a light right here. Let me shine this flashlight on it, see if we can see. Oh yeah. See the disc brakes behind it? It's got the calipers. Not really, but anyway. I also have rear disc brakes. So with those wheel tire combination, I really don't understand this camera. This is a expensive camera that has the slowest autofocus ever. I don't understand it, but anyway, you can always tell when I'm using this camera because the autofocus stinks. Man, what is going on? One other little criticism of this kit is these little guys right here. The stickers, the decals that fit over the raised letters are too small. They are smaller than the actual raised letters. So when you go to put them on there, guess what? I encourage you to delete those with sandpaper if you plan on using the decals, because they don't look right. But that's done and I can't go back. Bare metal foil turned out just spectacular. And that sounds like I'm bragging on myself. I'm not. It has great lines that you can easily cut your foil. The taillights are not lenses, but they are. I drip the stop. Let's see. Let me get it out here. Testers. See this darn camera? See if I can get closer. Stoplight red metallic. Okay, that's what I use. Whoa! See how long it takes to come into focus? Crazy. If any of you have a, what is this thing? Canon G7X Mark II and know how to make it focus faster, please reach out to me because this is frustrating. Anyway, that is not lenses, that is paint. I take the paint and I actually drop it into there. It's thick and it dries. It looks like a red lens. Too cool. The interior is probably not going to come in very well. Turned out really nice. Just a simple black with the chrome accents on the door, on the window cranks, on the seats. A lot of stuff that you just can't see. One thing about interior is you just can't see it. But all in all, I think it turned out great. And with the addition of the Chrysler 300 rims, which I don't know, would anybody have guessed that? How many of you said, I saw it right off the bat? Oh, and one other thing. I'm not going to show it to you. Never mind. You would never notice it if I didn't tell you. But I lost a part down. You know when something falls down on the ground below your feet? It's like, how did that thing bounce 12 feet? It literally weighs 1/10 of a gram. and it hits the floor and it bounces 12 feet away, and you step on it and break it trying to find it because you thought it was right under your feet. But anyway, yeah, I broke a piece of chrome, but I was able to find half of it because the other half was broken. I had already stepped on it, and I was able to manufacture a new one, and I'm not even going to tell you what it is. I'm turning this thing around real slow to see if you could tell what it was. But anyway, I'm just making this video way too long, guys. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. You guys have blown me away with the success that I have had because of you. I am over 9,000 subscribers. Never thought in a million years I would be at 9,000 subscribers. Never thought I'd be at 8,000, but then that one surpassed. I'm looking for 10. 10 is in sight. And thank you so much for you guys that have subscribed. If you haven't already subscribed, please go do so. Hit the bell, not the bell, the like button. You can hit the bell too, that's okay. But like the video. Comment, let me know if you've built this. What do you think about these custom wheels? Do they look stupid to you? I don't think they do. It's my car, so it doesn't really matter. But anyway, I'd still like to know you guys' opinion. Do you like these ugly stock wheels that come on a old Nova? Oh, they're ugly, hideous. I mean, just terrible. Anyway, these look much better in my opinion. Hey, if you haven't already gone to Hobby Nut Models, where this kit came from, go check out Mark's inventory, grab some great MCW paint and other supplies to build your kit. Link in the description below. Please use that link when going to Hobby Nut, even on your return visits, because it really helps me if you'll use that link. Check out the Teespring store, grab a t-shirt, coffee mug, sticker, and the Facebook group. This will be on the Facebook group soon, this video. Thank you to all those who have joined the Facebook group. It's grown rapidly and it's so much fun. So much wealth, so much of a wealth of knowledge is there for any problems you may have. Go check it out. Link in the description below as well, and the Patreon page. Thank you guys that are Patreon members. Thank you for all your support. I'm going to have another live stream really soon. I'll be reaching out to you guys to get a excuse me, to get a good time for everybody. Can't work for everybody, but we'll do the best we can. If you want to become a member of Patreon, go down in the link in the description and go to my Patreon page and become a member. You'll get some extra stuff. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching this video. I'm going to take some pictures now. Going to see this old girl. I got a cough again. Hold on. Excuse me. A little bit of allergy still lingering, but I am better. Anyway, going to take some up close and personal pictures, and we will see you on the next one. Hey guys, take care. We will see you later. Bye.